Welcome to this episode of Star Wars Declassified, where we look into different facts and stories revolving around the Star Wars canon universe and lore. This week we'll be looking into the elite foot soldiers of the Galactic Empire, known as the Death Troopers, as seen first in Rogue One. While Emperor Palpatine believed in quantity over quality, which was one of his main reasons for replacing the skilled but expensive clone army with masses of lower quality but loyal stormtroopers, he knew that the Empire still needed something of higher function. This is where Death Troopers were introduced, along with other Imperial elite forces such as Inferno Squad and Task Force 99 with Scar Troopers. Like these other forces, only a small number of Death Troopers were created due to the high requirements and expensive nature it took to train them. Encased in specialized armor, the Death Troopers were primarily created to defend the most important operations and operatives within the Imperial military hierarchy. The name Death Trooper itself stems from the rumored project from the Advanced Weapons Research Division, which was designed to reanimate the dead. While that was unsuccessful, elements from that project were rumored to be introduced to physically excel Death Trooper candidates. Unlike Inferno Squad and Task Force 99, Death Troopers rarely ventured on missions without a key figure. Recruited by Imperial Intelligence, these troopers primarily formed protection squads as bodyguards and enforcers for the leadership of the Tarkin Initiative and key fleet officials. Now, creating these soldiers of death wasn't an easy process. Only select candidates that excelled in the Imperial Academy for Stormtrooper training were reassigned to Scarif for the Advanced Death Trooper training program. Each candidate had to meet the rigid physical requirements of height and weight standards that exceeded typical trooper averages. On Scarif, the trainees would undertake rigorous training in exotic environs, which allowed them to produce stronger, faster, and more resilient soldiers than normal. In addition, each trainee would undergo classified medical procedures to further augment their abilities and make them somewhat beyond human. The gear issued to Death Troopers was also an improvement on the mass-produced Stormtrooper armor. A more sophisticated sensing apparatus kept troopers in total situational awareness of combat arenas, allies, and enemies. This with the addition of a voice scrambler that only other Death Troopers could comprehend and disallowed enemies from understanding them during battle. Their armor was also very high grade, having been made of base plastoid coated with a newly developed spray called Reflect, which interrupted enemy sensor trackers and made the troopers much more harder to detect and well suited for stealth missions. As for weapons, Death Trooper units commonly carried the Blastech E11D as their main weapon of choice, along with the SE-14R light repeating blaster pistol. And that's all for this episode of Star Wars Declassified. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel to not only help support it, but to keep up with Star Wars news, gaming, and canon lore being released every week. And consider following me on Twitter and Facebook to never miss out on the latest Star Wars related content. May the Force be with you.